We are live, we are direct with Donna Tashjian, who is the leader of iVibrant Living, helping people to make Holy Spirit-led decisions to get to the next level of their life. She recognizes the key to growth isn't striving, isn't action, but it comes from divine alignment. She has helped leaders to uncover the misalignments, restore clarity into the next level of calling with supernatural peace and confidence. This is where leaders don't strive, don't survive, but they rise. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you, Jay. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
100%. Speak to me. If someone comes to you, what's the number one thing that you help serve people with? What's the number one thing that you help them with?
One of my favorite phrases is I want to stop identity theft.
Mm.
Now, pausing, and normally that is talking about finances. But I think you probably had an inkling that that's not exactly what I'm referring to. There are so many things I think you could agree that happen in our life that begin to shape who we think we are. We fail a test. I'm not that smart. People don't like me, perhaps, because something occurs and you got bullied. All kinds of activities and things that occur in our life that begin to shape who we think we are. And it isn't necessarily true, but if we believe it's true, it becomes true. And so when I say I want to stop identity theft, I want to help people find out who they truly are so that they can be authentically them. And they were born an original. Let's not die a copy. And what does that mean? I remember one time as I was going through my growth process, not that I've stopped growing, but one of the significant times, one of my mentors was praying for me. And she said, Donna, I see this picture of a beautifully wrapped present. It's like got this gorgeous bow and it's all coordinated and it's beautiful. And Donna, that present is you. You're a gift to the world. But the person who's going to be most surprised what's in this present is you, because you limit yourself on your past of what you think you're capable for the future.
Mhm.
And that is true for all of us. We are a gift. We're a gift, and learning what is in us is one of the most fun things, also kind of scary.
100%.
Things all wrapped up together with a bow.
Yes. So good to connect with you, Donna. I spent 10 years in the classroom. I can sense who is able to break down ideas. Amazing. I can tell that you're great at this. Let me know, what tools do you use to help people to step into that intuition to know who they really are? I'm a great advocate of the ikigai, looking at what you're good at, what you love to do, what you could be paid for, maybe what the world needs. So I use that tool quite well. What do you use? Yeah, what tool do you use? Yeah.
What tool do I use to do what?
Yes, to help people to find clarity or find their path.
The tool that I use, I don't call a tool, but it's putting them in tune with God so that
Okay.
they can begin to discover directly from the source who they were created to be. So it is the three phases that I walk people through, I call healing and then aligning, and then they can reign. And those are three steps that I take people through. What believing, what things have happened to you that need to heal? And then how can we begin to align with all of the things that you said are questions I also ask. What would you love to do? What things inspire you? What do you desire? And then how can we do that and make money? It's usually part of it. But those are the three things I usually focus on.
Yeah. That feels, I think, love that you start with healing, maybe finding what could potentially stop someone from actually being in alignment with what they have if they need to heal. So I like the fact that's your starting point. We know that sometimes with Christian women, they don't always like to charge them. If it's not godly to sell, there may be some of these limiting beliefs. I'm not sure if you've come across them in the Christian community, have you?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, how do you sell? Like, what's your methodology? Is it master classes, workshops? Like, how are you selling? What do you use?
Well, whether we all realize it or not, we're selling something all day long.
Mm,
Um, it's just not always a monetary thing. So, demystifying what selling means, it's providing a service that somebody needs, or, you know, if we're convincing our kids that they really don't want another cookie, that they really want to do their homework. We're doing those kind of things all the time, and it's just helping people to recognize what they actually need when they think that they need another cookie.
hmm.
What they really need is something different, and so often we think that certain things are going to meet our needs. One of the things that I always deal with is, we've talked about some of the three columns or phases that I work with people, and often they just, it's easy. Just let me just go buy another shiny object, another 3-step plan, another 5-step journey to be able to do whatever it is that I feel like I'm supposed to do, but they never deal with the beliefs, if you will, about selling, about identity, about their worth, about all of those kind of things. And one of the things I've recognized, because I went through that process as well. One of the things I recognize is when someone invests in themselves, I want you to listen to the words that I'm using. When they invest in themselves for a coach or a mentor in that degree, that when they work with me, they are investing in themselves. They're not paying me. And when they understand the people that actually invest in themselves get more out of it, that there's more transformation. Because if somebody gives you a car, generally speaking, people don't take care of it rather than they had to do the work to be able to get the car. And so when we invest in whatever it is, some type of investment, we put more of ourselves into it and we reap a different rewards, because whatever you sow, you reap.
Wow, beautiful answer. Well stated there. What's the biggest block that you find for Christian women? Is it mainly women that you coach?
Yes, mostly.
So what's the biggest block for them achieving what they need to achieve? Yeah.
Believing they're worth it. That's it in a nutshell. I really don't have to elaborate too much. It's believing that they're worth whatever it is that they're asking for. Believing that somehow they're good enough.
And what is the general cause for them not feeling that they are good enough? Generally, like, what's the root cause? Is it normally from the house or the media, or like what's the predominant cause?
Mm, I don't know that it's one. It's probably a combination of the way that they were raised,
Okay.
um, and environment as far as that goes. And even in um, some religious communities. I won't use the word Christian because I'm talking about a relationship when I talk about me, not a religion. But in some religious circles, it's made to feel like you constantly got to perform for your worth. And so you never quite reach that bar. You're always striving to be better, and the bar keeps moving.
Hmm.
And so when all of that is going on, we don't believe we're worth it, or we know enough. That's another one. I don't know enough. um, and all of those and it's something enough.
Hmm.
Whatever that sentence is, it's something I'm not something enough is the biggest area that hinders people from really stepping into their purpose.
Thanks for breaking that down. What is your idea of leadership? For me, leadership equals emotional intelligence, tapping in to that, tapping into spirit, what you're designed to do on this earth, tapping into source. What does it mean to you?
The first word that came to my mind when you said leadership, it's influence, because it isn't a title, it's influence. And there's good leadership and there's leadership that's not so great, but both of them, it can equal influence
Yes.
without having a strong emotional intelligence. And so to me, that was the first thing, is leadership equals influence. And you don't have to have a title on your name or your door to have some type of influence. So there's a lot of leadership activities that are in the world. I have coined something that to me is a different level than emotional intelligence, and it's spiritual intelligence. And you use those words. It's tapping into your spiritual intelligence, because truthfully, you are a spirit living in a body, having a human experience. And so when we live in it just to our emotional intelligence, we miss a whole nother realm of really who we are and whose we are and how to walk in that. So growing in who you are, getting more confident in who you are, what your gifts are, makes you a better leader in any realm that you're in.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. What's your big goal for 2026?
What do you define as big?
Business? Yeah, could be in your business. Like, yeah, what would you like in your business?
I would like to grow to about 3 times as many people as I touched last year.
Oh, amazing. What a beautiful way of looking at, yeah, touch more souls. You're
Yep.
doing the Lord's work. Amazing.
It's all an interesting the metric we use to measure our what is big and what is success, which is why I ask those questions is most often in most business circles, and then we're talking about selling, those kind of things, it's a number goal. And I've changed the metric I'm measuring each day, and I do it every single day, of whether that day was quote unquote a success. And I call it the grace metric. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much of that day did I stay in grace and peace? How much of that day did I stay abiding with God? When did I get distracted and try to fix something in my own strength? And if we do that every day, everything else follows. It's learning what the actual definition of success is for you and what means that, how to achieve that from where you are.
Perfect. Where is your block, or what is the thing that pushes you away from your spiritual alignment and vision? Yeah, exactly. What is that?
I don't know that I specifically have a block. I'm going to explain a little more. I've really fortified what used to be my weak spots.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, but I do recognize that if there is an area that would be an area of vulnerability, just pull me away from that. I do recognize what those are when they show up. And I often think I'm with everyone else. We underestimate what's in the package. We underestimate what God has placed in us, what we're capable of, what we could do. And so learning to be constantly kick the box ends out of the box, if you will, and open up because it says in Ephesians that God does beyond what we ask or think. So I want to stretch him that I'm thinking so big that beyond it's quite big. And so continue to think bigger. And so I think that's where I wouldn't call it a weakness, but it is an area I continue to pursue, to
Mm,
grow, to strengthen myself in, is to believe that what he said about me is actually true and that I can do that.
amazing. Kind of brings me on to this book over here. I'm not sure if you've read this book or you've seen this book
Mhm.
about the 10x impossible goal.
Yes.
Means you can't just do it in your own power, but you have to get the spiritual intervention. You do have to, do it, find the right partnerships to help you in that regard. So yeah. Let them know, Donna, how they can get hold of you and who you're looking to serve specifically.
The easiest way to reach me is my name is unusual, so I'm on social media, but my website is the letter I, vibrantliving.com. And they can find any upcoming events that I have. Other resources will be available through my website, and that's the easiest way. I would love to connect with amazing people, heart centered visionaries who want to make the world a better place. I would love to meet them, connect with them, and see how we can support each other.
Amazing. Thank you for your time today, Donna. It's been an absolute blessing. Very sharp insights. I think you're a brilliant woman. I've made a couple of scriggly notes here. He leads, he sells. Donna, thank you. God
You're
bless you.
welcome.
God bless the United States of America.